Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Ascending Abundance YouTube channel. My name is Pavel Sverdlin, and in this channel I explore various ways of making more money. Retiring by being cheap is great, but I would rather retire by spending as much as I want, but I also want to make a ton of money through stocks, crypto, real estate, businesses, whatever else comes my way. Analyzing them, investing in them, and just in general I find this area fascinating. So today's video is going to be about crypto and specifically about Bitcoin. I'm not a technical person. I don't understand 99% of all of the technical jargon related to crypto. However, I've been investing in crypto for the last couple of years. I find this area to be quite promising. I'm a believer in crypto, I would say right away. I think it has a great potential and great future. I could be wrong, just like with any other topic, but just hear me out. Bitcoin has been around for quite some time, and what I found in my investing life, what's really important is to get conviction about the direction of the asset price. So a longer term, and I'm talking about 2 years out at least, 2, 5, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years out, is the price going to go up or is the price going to go down? And having this conviction allows me to then invest directionally. So if I believe that Bitcoin price is going to go up over time, then I know that I could just wait it out. If the price is down, something happens, I mean there's some sort of a crash here. If you or I believe that longer term it's going up, I can just wait. I'm not even going to get scared. I'm not going to sell immediately. I can just hold on. I can find other ways of making more money through maybe options, maybe just kind of selling calls and puts, or maybe I'll just hold it, don't make any cash, or in the case of a dividend paying stock, maybe I could collect dividends, and that gives me peace of mind in terms of real estate. If it's down but I'm collecting my rent, that's okay. I can just collect my rent, make my mortgage payments, and wait it out. Now if you don't have conviction, if you don't know where the price is going, if you kind of say, well, I think it's probably going to go up, but I'm not so certain, it could go down tomorrow, let me invest a little bit, but as soon as something turns, you sell, and that's how you lose money. So I really admire situations where I could have some confidence, like high degree of confidence that the asset is going up or the asset is going down. Then I can hold. So having said that, I don't really understand Bitcoin that well, or any other cryptos, but I know that there's a limited supply. This thing is not going to go away. It really has two futures. It either dies, completely just dies, it gets banned, everybody says this is a hoax, they just leave it, they're consuming too much energy, it's not popular with the government, CBDC is going to remove crypto, there's no use, there's no practical use for this thing, it's just going to die. So that's the risk. On the other side, I say, so long as it didn't die yet, and there's enough interest in mining it, and Bitcoin doesn't go from proof of stake, is it? Proof of work to proof of stake, so that there's actual work required to produce it and mine it, then the cost of producing it is going up, right? There's no escape, everything's going up. I mean, technological advances in energy consumption, getting cheaper energy is fantastic, I'm all up for that. I actually, admire all of the technological advances that came in, crypto just exploring ways to use cheaper and cheaper energy, but overall, hardware, people, profitability, everything needs to go up with inflation in US dollar and other fiat currencies. Overall, the halving every 4 years is gonna give a boost to the price of Bitcoin. Its rarity, I came to think of Bitcoin as just one Bitcoin and its market value. There's no 21 million Bitcoins. It's just a chop change, right? You can buy any piece. You can buy a Satoshi. You can buy half the Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin is really its market cap. And then how many pieces and slices it's done for doesn't matter. But then once you buy it, you just see it holding, like Michael Saylor says, you just see it holding its value as compared to US dollar, which is being diminishing in value and purchasing power because they print so many of them. Bitcoin, you can't print that many. Every few years, every 4 years, it's going to be halved and halved and halved, and with more US dollars chasing the same asset. And I don't see a lot of people chasing it yet. I mean, this thing has a lot of potential to be added to banks' balance sheets, pension funds' balance sheets, mutual funds, hedge funds, central banks. I mean, there's so many trillions of dollars could be invested in crypto. And with the limited supply of Bitcoin that keeps on dwindling every 4 years, you get more and more chances of just it going up. So I'm pretty much convinced, unless it dies, which is a low probability, because there's so much support, so much enthusiasm for it, and there's so many other crypto projects built around the world, and Bitcoin being like the paramount flagship, I don't think this thing dies. So if it doesn't die, it has to go up. Now if it goes up longer term, I don't know how many years it's going to take, let's say 2, let's say 3, 4, 5, I can just hold it. So from that perspective, I mean, it's jumping up and down. I bought it here at some point. If you want to know my story, I bought it here around $100,000. Let's just kill this one. I bought it at around 20-ish here. I rode it all the way up. I watched it crash. Once it picked up a little bit, I sold some here. I held some. Then I watched it go down to the lowest. I actually picked up a little bit here because just purely technical told me that there was everything bad that could have happened, including the FTC's fiasco already been embedded in price. Kind of bought it here, but then I chickened out. I sold it up here, made a little bit of money. Now I'm playing it, kind of going up and down here, and expecting it to eventually jump all the way. Like, I want to see this picture continuing to 32 to 36. I don't have any levels. I don't know where it's exactly going to go. I know technical analysis, and I could predict some supports and whatever, and the trend lines and the channels and the triangles or whatever you want. I don't quite know that I would be good at it. What I believe though is that over time it's going to go up. Which pattern that's going to take, I don't know, but I can wait. So different ways of investing in Bitcoin. Obviously you could buy Bitcoin at a crypto exchange, Binance, Coinbase, so many. Just open an account, transfer some money, set up a wire, buy some Bitcoin, buy yourself a ledger, hard wallet, transfer it over. It takes a little bit of knowledge how to do this. You can pick up a bunch of YouTube videos and you can see how that's done. And just hold it. And if you want to sell it, you sell it. I mean, the downside, of course, is that your hard wallet, you need to buy it, you need to understand how it works. You have to pay the fees to transfer it through the network. You wait for 20 minutes for your transaction to settle. All kinds of inconveniences, but then it's safe, it's secure, it's not dependent on some exchange. You can't be robbed. Anyway, the hardware wallet is just so much better. You put it in your pocket, you run away in a different country, plug it in, and here you go, your Bitcoin. You can transfer it back to an exchange and sell it. The other way to buy Bitcoin, and that's in a mutual fund, actually. So Galaxy Bitcoin ETF, it's Canadian dollars, and I reside in Canada, so this is near and dear to me. The Canadian dollar-based CI Galaxy Bitcoin ETF, they actually hold Bitcoin. This is not futures. They don't buy futures, they just invest in an actual hard asset. Well, it's not a hard asset, but it's an asset. In crypto itself, they hold Bitcoins themselves. They have followed Bitcoin price exactly to the T. So if I add it here, BTCXB, that's the symbol, Galaxy Bitcoin ETF, unhedged Canadian ETF, so you would have a currency exposure. But you can see ever since they've been established, they trail Bitcoin price really closely, and the Canadian dollar had been stable for the last whatever since the launch. Like, this is the launch date of the ETF about a year, 2 years ago. So you can just buy this one, and it trades on the regular exchange. You can buy and sell it like any other stock, and then you kind of know what to do. The other way, if you have a little bit more money, you can look at Bitcoin futures. So I trade those occasionally when I feel like I understand the pattern, or I feel very adventurous. Bitcoin ETF is traded on Chicago Mercantile Exchange, so it's just like oil, and many other commodities, you can buy futures. Now that's 5 coins at the price of, let's say, 26, 27, $28,000. Well, last was 26,450. But anyway, you're talking 130 ish thousand US dollars per one contract. So you buy or sell $130,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's a ton. That's 5 Bitcoins. Like, for some, it may not be a lot of money. For me, that's a big bet. Occasionally I do that. Interactive Brokers allows you to trade futures on Bitcoin. The symbol is BRR. So you just go BRR, reference rate, Bitcoin reference rate, look at futures, pick the future. Typically the next month's future is the most traded one. If you go like 3, 6, 12 months out, there's barely any volume. So if you want to trade futures, you're going to have to trade BRR the nearest month. For those of us for whom 5 coins is a lot, there is also, on the same Chicago Mercantile Exchange, there is a micro Bitcoin. This one is symbol, I believe, MBT, and yeah, there you go, MBT. And it's 1/10 of a Bitcoin. So that to me is actually small, because if you want to buy 1 coin, you have to buy 10 of these contracts, and there is fees associated with buying and selling. So you're gonna pay a little bit more in fees when you trade MBT or options on MBT and BRR. I don't think those are available on Interactive Brokers, so you have to buy the underlying. The margin requirements are pretty steep. I believe it's 1-to-1. I don't think Interactive Broker gives you any kind of slack or margin for the Bitcoin purchases. But that's another way. I mean, if you want to trade 1/10 of a coin and assemble, let's say, half a coin, then you could trade 5 MBT futures, and there you go. You get yourself exposure. It trades around the clock. There's a break, obviously, on the weekend, but you can trade it overnight. So that's another advantage of a futures contract as compared to, let's say, this Galaxy ETF. Futures could be trading overnight. What else is there? So those are the ways of buying it. Should we go Bitcoin versus altcoins versus ETH and all the others? I picked up some ETH a while ago, more than 2 years ago. I'm still holding it. It's been so far, profitable to me because I was buying at the cheaper rates 2 years ago. Not phenomenally so, but still a nice bump. Do I believe in ETH? I'm not so sure. As I said, I'm not technical. I don't know where that thing is going to go. There's so much competition in the space. Somebody could come up with a better network, a better contract. Somebody could screw up. I don't know. But I hold it. I got a little bit in ETH. I dabbled into XRP just for fun because I want to see where that situation plays out, but it's just minimal. And it's pure speculation on my part. I don't understand XRP at all. I actually think it's a crappy coin, but it could go up in price, so I kind of dabbled into it. Otherwise, I don't buy any altcoins. I don't quite know which projects are going to go up, going to go down, who are the sponsors, how technologically advanced they are. I think I'm not the only one. There's a ton of people in the same space. We don't know much about this technology. There's this overall discomfort and fear. There's no regulation. Securities Exchange Commission can sue people as well as companies. So I just stick with Bitcoin. You know what? If this is the biggest, well-known, most stable, historically already tested crypto that SEC said it's a commodity, it's not a company, it's not a stock. So we have some regulatory guidance on it. There's futures on it. I mean, what else do we truly need? If you want to make 100x your money in altcoins, absolutely be my guest. It's doable. Some folks probably become millionaires doing that. More power to them. It's just I'm not smart enough to be at that level. I just stick with the Bitcoin, and I believe it's going to go up. How far is it going to go up to? Who knows? I mean, when the asset is scarce and US dollars are abundant and they keep on being printed, and if the world economy is getting away from US dollar, China, Russia, they're kind of trying to come up with their own ways of settling oil trades with Saudi Arabia without the dollar. There are other kind of hints that US dollar may lose its dominance worldwide. There are trillions of US dollars. If something gets dumped somewhere, and a slice of that goes into Bitcoin. Demand goes up with the limited supply and ever dwindling every 4 years, halving mining rates. And what is there to do? It's gonna go up. So yeah, I do expect this thing to just kind of skyrocket, and I have no exact numbers, but I do want to see it up here with this kind of support, this levels. So what is it? We're talking $36,000. Yeah, about $36,000. I want to see it here based on these two. Then I want to see it up here at the 47. Then obviously I want to see it at the next halving, like a year out, next July, next something, like a couple of months past the halving. I do expect it to break the 50 and the 60, and then keep on kind of going up to $100,000 within a year and a half or 2 years. I do believe it has a potential to triple, quadruple in, say, 2 years' time. But if it doesn't happen, maybe it takes 4 years, maybe it takes 5 years. So long as it doesn't die, I think it will make us a ton of money. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to know anything else, or do any analysis with me, leave a comment, like, subscribe. I much appreciate your attention. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day ahead.